thanks for being here today. I'm glad that I can tell you some or give you some information about our project we did together with the Austrian energy regulator, together with DATEX II. Let me explain a couple of things about our project. We developed together with the e-control, the Austrian energy regulator, a national directory for publicly accessible charging stations. And the goal of that directory is that you have high qualified information about the charging infrastructure in Austria. And to do so, we have two parts of the system. The first part of the system is a public website. The main target group of the public website are end consumers, not customers, consumers. And they are able to see on that website where are the nearest charging stations, and they can filter them if the connector type fits their car and these things. And on the other side, we have a public API, and the public API is used by a broad number of users, developers. I put some of them in my list. So on the one side, CPOs, but also app developers. So the information the Austrian energy regulator is providing is used also by third-party apps to show data information about charging infrastructure. We are using also the information for traffic information systems, route planning, or for research. And when we started with the project, we started with a REST API, and the REST API was basically specified together with the Austrian market participants, but it was a kind of national standard and not international. And that was the reason for us to join the DATEX layout, to be able to share our data also within Europe throughout cross-border. For the website, just to get an idea, basically it's an address allocation based search. You have a couple of filtering options where you can choose the connector type or the charging power you would like to have. And then the system will show you the closest charging stations for you. We are visualizing that on a map, so that's easy for the users to find the charging stations. And we also have a lot of details for the charging stations, including the charging points, and all the data which is shown on the public website is also available on the API, via the API. So the website is basically only one way to access the data, but the broader number of requests is generated by third-party applications and third-party apps, and that is the reason why e-control is sharing the data with the public so that everybody can use it. The API itself is basically a self-registration process. You will get a unique API key. It's free of charge, so you don't have to pay anything. You just have to be compliant with the usage of the data, but there are no fees connected to it. There is also an online documentation. In my screenshot, you can see that's a screenshot from the draft implementation that was 3.1. We have basically the status publication and the table publication. So on the one side, the data, which is more or less static, like the location of a charging point and which charging points are available. And the status publication is about the current status of a charging point. So is it available? Is it occupied? Is it reserved? Is there a malfunction at the moment? Whatever. And we are providing the DATEX layout in XML, and also for some users, if they would like to have it in JSON. and everybody is basically free to use the API and to use the data in their own applications. And as I said, at the beginning of the project, we had a national REST API in the JSON layout, and the basic goal of this project was to be able to share the data with other European countries. So the Austrian energy regulator would like to provide the data to other countries, and on the other side may also get the data from other countries via DATEX in our system, because a lot of features depending also on data, on cross-border data, and therefore we are highly interested in having a broader view and not having only the national data. We also support multiple versions from the DATEX 2 format. At the moment, we are implementing the final version 3.2, but we will have multiple versions also for the future if new versions pop up. And we try to stay backwards compatible. So also the draft layout will work for a longer time because already a lot of people are using it. Yeah, and at the end of the day, it would be great if we could share and exchange the data through Europe, basically, and having a benefit from the open data altogether.